Welcome back to the All-Century Team.
We now continue with our look at the greatest outfielders of the past 100 years.
They throw in when I'm swinging, and I'll be swinging, might mean the old ball game. If I give myself one bit of credit, it was that I thought about what I had to do as much as any hitter.
He studied baseball, he studied hitting, and he knew it from here to there, A to Z. You could hardly ever fool him.
I was worried about just hitting the ball hard. And I knew if I hit the ball hard, I had a hell of a chance.
And we can't forget that Ted lost 5 of his prime seasons to military service.
All the opposing players would come out of the locker room just to watch him hit. I mean, that's how good he was. He just had a swing that he just perfected.
Or you couldn't try to sneak a fastball by Ted, even though you're throwing over 100 miles an hour. It was like trying to sneak a sunbeam by a rooster. You can't do it.
There was something special about Ted Williams, and to me, he was the most outstanding hitter that I ever saw.
He wore the Red Sox uniform for 22 years. He was the last man to hit 400 in a season. The greatest hitter that ever lived, Ted Williams.
Just putting on the Yankee uniform, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this, I was proud.
I seen DiMaggio for 5 years. He never did anything wrong. He was a perfect ball player.
Did you ever see Joe hit? He was very difficult to strike out. You seldom fooled him. Quick reflexes and great wrist.
That is the most remarkable and heroic feat because it has something of the everyday as well as the Superman. Here's a guy who shows up for work every day and does what he's asked to do. He's supposed to get a hit, and he does it.
Joe DiMaggio was the complete ball player. He played hard every day. For him, it was the only way.
He could throw, he could run, he could hit and hit with power. And made it look easy.
Played over 10 years with him, and I never saw him make a mental error. Well, everything he did was Mr. Perfection.
In order to win in the big leagues, you've really got to be a strong competitor. If you're not a strong competitor, you're gone.
There was no more fierce competitor in baseball, or maybe anywhere on the planet, than Tyrus Raymond Cobb.
Ty Cobb was a player that did everything hard. As soon as he got his uniform on, he was a different man.
A very driven individual. One of these people that you see once or twice in a generation, a ball player that gets the max out of his potential, out of his body.
Nowhere was that more evident than when Cobb was on the bases.
When he'd slide him to a base, he'd try to hit the second baseman. He'd try to run right into him with his legs.
He really baffled the baseman, I think. They didn't know exactly what he was going to do.
Today you see a graphic that says, you know, this player has batted .350 over his last 5 games. Ty Cobb batted .366 over a 20-year-plus career.
To win the batting crown 9 years in a row is probably one of the most difficult and, in today's world, underappreciated feats. He was generally considered to be the greatest baseball player of that era.
What made Pete Rose so tough was this. If you hurt him, and he's laying down there, and he isn't breathing, right? And the coroner says he's dead. That's a bad thing that coroner just said.
I mean, this guy, I can remember when he'd get base hits up the middle, singles, diving into second. Or a walk, he ran hard to first. And I'd hear players on my own bench, Charlie Hustle, my Fanny. And you know what I'm thinking to myself? Everybody should play like that.
There's just something about Pete, and you look at him going, he's going to be a damn tough guy to beat.
Pete was so consistent, it was unbelievable. I mean, each year,
200 hits, 200 hits, 200 hits.
Because of his durability, because he knew he was going to play almost every game, knew he was going to make contact probably 4 times a game, he actually thought he could break the record.
At the end of the show, once the all-century team has been selected, Major League Baseball and MasterCard want you, the fans, to name the starting lineup. Just log on to MajorLeagueBaseball.com, the official website of Major League Baseball, to vote for your starting lineup. The fans' starting lineup will be announced during Game 4 of the World Series, right here on NBC. MasterCard presents the Major League Baseball All-Century Team.
Two tickets, $28. 2 hot dogs, 2 popcorns, and 2 sodas, $18. 1 autographed baseball, $45. Real conversation with 11-year-old son, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Accepted all over, even Major League ballparks.
It's taken 100 years and more than 15,000 players to assemble the most exclusive team in the history of sports. Major League Baseball's All-Century Team. Call 1-888-CENTURY to capture the game's greatest in a commemorative home video and book for just $44.95. Never before seen film lets you relive the best of baseball's last 100 years. Call today. This message has been furnished by Major League Baseball.